This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Tonight, the Missouri Department of Conservation is leading an investigation into the death of a Winfield High School student in Pike County. 18-year-old Trent Bush was shot and killed while duck hunting at the Ted Shanks Conservation Area outside Ashburn. That's about an hour and 40 minutes north of St. Louis. Bush was reportedly shot by a member of his hunting group. Police haven't shared the identity of the shooter or other members of that group. 5 on Your Side's Christine Byers will have more on this story coming up on 5 on Your Side at 5. Thanks for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn. Painful cuts could be coming to key portions of St. Louis County government. That's according to County Executive Sam Page, who wrote a letter to council members ahead of tomorrow night's meeting. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has more on how this bitter budget battle could impact you. Mark?
Yeah, for starters, you might not get your property tax bill in the mail next year. You'd have to either call county government or look it up online. That's if the county executive carries out these cuts to the Treasury Department the way his office says he might. But it goes far beyond paperwork. In this 3-page letter, County Executive Sam Page spelled out specific impacts from the council's $15 million in proposed cuts. It includes further delays to demolishing or securing problem properties throughout the county. Page also warned members of the council if they go through with their plan without raising any new taxes, it could block parks upgrades to playgrounds in North County and could even block projects that already won funding from the American Rescue Plan. Council Chair Shalonda Webb called Page's warnings a budget bluff. She called it a, quote, disingenuous act of retaliation. Her Republican counterpart, Mark Harder, felt Page was putting pressure on her to cave to his budget demands.
These are areas that we need this help, and he wants to cut in those areas. So it doesn't make much sense. I think this is more retaliatory against the whole council in trying to personalize these cuts.
We're fast approaching the end-of-year deadline when the county has to approve this budget. The council could send one of those to Page's desk tomorrow night or at their final meeting of the year 1 week from Tuesday night.
Battles continue to rage on as the Israeli military surrounds the Gaza Strip's biggest city. Aid is hard to come by for Palestinians displaced by the war, and now Israel reports more hostages have died. NBC's Hala Gorani has more from Tel Aviv.
The Israeli military is pushing deeper into southern Gaza with continuing battles inside of the southern part of the Strip's largest city, Khan Yunis, where we're seeing the humanitarian situation deteriorate, according to aid organizations, with very little in the way of water and basic supplies. The hospital system in the north, we're being told, has all but collapsed, and in the south, a lot of pressure put on infrastructure there with very little in the way of aid and humanitarian deliveries coming in through the Rafah border in the south. Meantime, the Israeli government has released the names now of 20 hostages that it says were killed or died in Hamas captivity inside of the Gaza Strip. In addition to that, there are 137 hostages believed to be still detained by Hamas. And meantime, this is all happening as the diplomatic efforts continue to try to reach another ceasefire, though the Qatari sources we've been speaking to have said that those efforts appear so far to have been fruitless, and the fighting continues with great intensity across the Strip, with civilians once again caught very much in the crossfire. Hala Gorani, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
For more information about the war and those affected, text the word Israel to 314-425-5355. A cold start to the day, but all in all, pretty mild for mid-December. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with the Weather First forecast. Scott,
yeah, many of us above 50 degrees again this afternoon so far this month. Temperatures are running 7 to 8 degrees above average as we are now past the 10th day and into the 11th day of this month of December. Right now, there's still a fair amount of sunshine around St. Louis. We had a few high clouds drift through midday, and then they've pushed off to the east. That's going to leave us mainly clear for the overnight hours. Traffic's on the roll right now. So you're looking down at 141 and 55. That's 55 southbound with the heavier traffic sliding down into Jefferson County. 51 degrees at last check from Lambert. Temperatures, well, they're going to drop fairly quickly this evening, but not quite as cold as what we had earlier this morning. Many of us were in the lower 20s, especially away from town. We'll take a look at some of those low temperatures in a few minutes. But we have a lack of active weather for this week ahead. It's mainly dry into next week, which doesn't bode well for our drought situation, and near to above normal temperatures. You don't get white Christmases with this kind of pattern. We'll see in a few minutes, Kay.
All right, thanks, Scott. Tomorrow, a big piece of downtown real estate goes up for auction. The former AT&T Tower is Missouri's largest building by square footage. Starting bids for the 44-story building on Chestnut will be offered at $2.5 million. This is a 3-day online auction slated to start Tuesday. It ends Thursday. The AT&T building has been vacant since the company moved its downtown employees to another building back in 2017. All right, here's something to warm you up. Baseball season is 108 days away, and the St. Louis Cardinals winter warm-up is only about a month away. Tickets for the event are on sale now. It happens January 13th to the 15th at Busch Stadium in Ballpark Village. Signing autographs this year, Sonny Gray, Tommy Edman, Lars Nootbaar, Jordan Walker, and Wilson Contreras. You can buy tickets and find event schedules online.